Okay, excellent. Well, thank you. Is there any other comment in the room? I think very interesting presentation for entrepreneurs and business people. Thank you, Mohab.
You're welcome.
Stay safe in this context of new pandemic, fifth wave or whatever. But anyway, looking forward to meet you soon.
Thank you very much. Take care.
Thank you so much. On va passer maintenant à la session suivante, donc avec un focus plus sectoriel. James Zahn l'a mentionné tout à l'heure, probablement beaucoup d'opportunités d'investissement dans les secteurs du développement durable, de la croissance verte. Et donc, on a souhaité faire une session sur ce sujet-là, puisque c'est effectivement un sujet, d'abord un impératif d'avenir, parce qu'effectivement, on l'a vu, c'est une opportunité autant qu'un impératif, c'est-à-dire que le fait qu'on aille produire à l'autre bout de la planète, eh ben, ça génère de la pollution, ça génère des externalités qui sont négatives et ça pousse à rapprocher la production des lieux de consommation. Et puis ça génère aussi cet impératif climatique, cet impératif de développement durable, ça génère aussi des opportunités sectorielles. Il y a des innovations qui émergent, il y a une nouvelle façon de produire qui émerge. Et donc, je voudrais donner la parole maintenant, tout de suite, sur cette session « Promouvoir les secteurs économiques verts qui contribuent aux objectifs du développement durable » à Mireia López, qui est chef d'équipe investissement direct étranger à ACCIO en Catalogne. Mireia, I think you are with us.
Yes, I'm here with us. Thank you very much. I was wondering when was my time, because I guess you were a little bit delayed, but thank you.
It's now.
Perfect. I'm
we
ready
did
for
invite
it.
your colleague Roger Costa in a webinar recently, and we found his presentation and the strategy of Catalonia very interesting and worthwhile to be presented to the network on the occasion of this annual conference. So we will be glad to hear what Catalonia is doing and has done to promote investment in the field of sustainable development and green sectors.
Sure, I will be presenting that, more or less what the content that Roger did present in the former presentations. First, I'd like to apologize because Roger was the one in charge of the presentation, but he's not feeling well, so I'll do it instead. My name is Mireia López and I'm in charge of the international promotion of Catalonia abroad. We foster foreign direct investment, and in our team what we do is to build a strategy to attract those companies that are strategic for Catalonia. Our KPIs are CapEx and jobs created, but I have to say that many IPAs, many agencies like us that are in charge of attracting foreign direct investment are now introducing a KPI that is circular projects and sustainability in the projects that we deal with. And in Catalonia, we are in this path. So it's not only something that is fashionable now, but it's a trend, and it's a trend that is gonna stay. Because we think that it's a need. So shall I share my screen with the presentation? Can you see my presentation?
Yes, we can see your presentation.
Great, thank you very much. So a little bit on what I'm going to present is who we are, who Catalonia Trade and Investment is. In which point are we right now, and where do we want to be in 10 years? We really want to play a role in sustainability and circularity in our field, in attracting foreign direct investment, but also the whole agency, which is the agency in charge of giving support to SMEs in terms of internationalize and also innovate, is very concerned about that. So we'll be both dealing with circularity and sustainability for the projects we are attracting from abroad, but also we will be building strategies for those companies that are local, and more than 90% of them are SMEs. I'm going to talk a little bit also about our background. We are not just starting now, we have a background in that sense. In terms of our promotion strategy, which sectors are we prioritizing? And then some success cases that I'll be happy to share with you. We are a public agency. We are a public agency from the Catalan government, and we assist international firms to invest, and also Catalan companies, local companies, to expand abroad and to optimize their business models. We have almost 9,000 foreign companies already established in Catalonia. We foster and we attract CapEx every year. More or less 30% of the investment that our country attracts are projects led by our agency, and we have created more than 61,000 jobs in the 30 years, more than 35 years that we've been doing this job. I have to say that due to next generation and due to the situation we have in the country and Europe, we are more and more focused on digitalized and on circular economy. That means that in our companies from all the sectors, we have a very diversified economy. No sector accounts more than 20% of the total, so we are very diversified. And in all those sectors, we tried first to introduce what it's called Industry 4.0, but now it's like a global changing of the whole chain and supply chain, taking into account many issues that have to do with circularity and sustainability. We are aligned with the SDGs of the United Nations and the European community, and in all sectors, especially in industry, we are trying to focus a lot on the projects that take care of these issues. Since we are a key economic player, because we deal with many companies establishing and also the main companies in the countries, we want to have a proactive role locally and regionally in promoting this sustainability, and also in trying that Barcelona and Catalonia become hotspots in terms of these trends. Our background: from 2015, we enrolled the Ellen MacArthur Foundation. We collaborate with them and also with all the companies that are also members. Some of them are important customers of us, like H&M or ACCIO. We also collaborate with B Corp and are trying to have more and more companies that are B Corp. For example, Danone is one of the international companies that is certified B Corp. We also have a program in our agency that fosters that companies take this B Corp stamp. So it's a bet for us. And we are trying to align also our strategy with next generation strategic pillars, which, as you all know, are digitalization and sustainability. And we are especially focusing in those sectors that for us are important. For example, automotive or food, we are working hard on them. And for example, with the project from farm to fork, sorry, we are deeply working with companies. Main pillars of this strategy for indirect investment, we are working hard with the industries of the future. In terms of agri-food, we are developing a plan for plant-based and cultivated food. So this means that sustainability, plant-based food that are produced more in terms of clean labeling, more close to the final customer, that really deal with carbon footprint and that are very aware of pollution, are going to be one of our main targets. We have done a study regarding all the plant-based sector around the world. Who are the key players? Who are the stakeholders? What do they need? Where the raw material is produced? For example, we know that many raw material is produced abroad from Europe. It's the case of soy and of peas. We can find peas in Canada. They are exported to Europe, and here we produce the protein concentrate. So this has to change to be more sustainable. So Europe is going to focus on that, and we'll try to see what Catalonia's role has to be, if it has to come from agriculture. So let's plant more peas, let's plant yellow lentils, let's plant in our area products that can be the raw material to produce these sustainable products. And we are analyzing that and trying to fill the gaps, and then we'll be attracting companies. Sorry, I was. Shall I continue?
Everything's fine, yeah?
Okay, perfect. I thought someone wanted to say something.
No, we take any question at the end anyway.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Then we are also dealing with reindustrialization and local talent, relocation, and focusing a lot on innovation and tech capabilities. Actually, we've just launched a catalog of 100 technologies in Catalonia regarding circular economy. As I was saying, industries of the future are strategic for us. So plant-based and meat replacement is one of them, but also automobile, mobility, battery factories, and Hydrogen Valley are also targets. So we are studying what our value proposition can be, and we are aligning all the companies and also the players, institutional and private, to attract these investments that for us are crucial, so as the sector can continue being profitable, because if not, some of these sectors may be disappearing. We have our own program, which is high impact. In high impact, what we do is to prioritize some projects that for us are crucial. And we have more or less 5 million euro per year. This year, due to COVID, we had more budget, and we had almost 20 million. But here what we do is to grant companies that have projects that we understand that have a strategic impact to our country. These are usually industrial manufacturing projects, R&D projects, and the trend is that our management teams wants to include sustainability issues so as to approve or point more or prioritize those projects that take into account these issues. So we think that probably in the next years, if the project is not sustainable, it won't be allowed to participate in this program. In terms of relocation, we are highlighting less logistics costs, less carbon footprint, more local and quality employment, and local dynamism in terms of suppliers and the whole value chain. In terms of our catalog and activities in which we've been collaborating lately, we have hosted the Circular Economy Hotspot 2 weeks ago with verticals regarding the traditional sectors in this automobile and mobility, textile, chemical, and some companies from abroad and institutions came to Catalonia, and we showcased some projects. This was interesting. This hotspot is an event that usually takes place in different places of Europe. Our position just after COVID, we were the first just after COVID, so mobility was not easy, but we were finally happy of the results. Some success cases of foreign companies and institutions that we have attracted in Catalonia regarding circularity. For example, Danone, which is one of our international, multinational companies, is always reinvesting, and as a B Corp, circular projects for them are paramount. So they focus in their Catalonia plans on circularity, and they have projects regarding packaging, regarding production plans, and we are now working on some of those projects. Smith also, we have a very interesting project, which is a partnership between Enerkem, the Canadian company Enerkem, and Suez. They're gonna build their first eco plant in Spain, transforming urban solid waste into methanol with an 250 million of capex invested, and we have the project already. The project has already been communicated, and it's going to be starting working on 2025. Companies like Quadpack, Urbacer, or the non-project organization Plastic Oceans is also investing here. I have to say that sometimes with many projects in many sectors are circular, so it's for us in our digital CRMs or databases, it's difficult to tag them because circularity is something that is going to be for all the projects in all sectors. So I have to say that I've just announced 7 of them, but we have plenty, and we hope that in a year or two, every single project that we will be dealing to have their sustainability or circularity impact, because it is an inner thing that all multinational companies take into account. And that was what I wanted to explain you. I'll be more than happy to share further information or whatever you may need. I'm at your entire disposal. And
thank you, Mireia. Very, very interesting, very impressive, and very comprehensive strategy that you have in Catalonia. So if you have questions in the room, colleagues, or on the chat, feel free. My question is about the market? Is it ready? I mean, there is a strategy, a governmental strategy from Catalonia, the region. Did you encounter companies? Did you miss opportunities because of the strategy of companies that were not willing to comply with these rules, with this way of dealing with their project? I mean, is there a negotiation at least? Is this strategy make it necessary to negotiate with company a lot or not? And if so, do you see any country specifics or region specific, like the investor from the EU compared to the investor from the US or Asia? Or do you see in terms of compliance with this circularity and sustainable development? What can you say about that? I'm saying that for the colleagues that attract investment in their country as well and are marketing their region, their country everywhere in the world. What can you say about this?
Well, if I may start, actually, we have no problems with companies because those companies that pollute the more are the ones that are more concerned. For example, we have a strong chemical pole in Tarragona, which is 100 kilometers south of Barcelona. And all the chemical companies were the first to start with circular projects, with recycling their waste. What I have to say is, to be honest, that in Spain, and in Catalonia also, we are not a mature market as, for example, the north of Europe is. I found myself sometimes with companies based in Holland or in Germany that have projects regarding circularity, so recycling plants or whatever, and they here in Spain don't find enough waste or enough prepared waste to start up their projects, and they find it in Germany, for example.
And what about the regulations in Spain in this domain? Is there any constraint or obligations or in relation to local sourcing or to?
They are aligned with Europe.
Okay, yeah.
So I'd say there are no big differences. No.
But still, yeah, they exist. Est-ce qu'il y a des questions dans la salle? No? Well, thank you very much, Mireia, for being with us.
Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you so much.